All right, let's keep going with Muybridge. And again, I'm really enjoying this pastels. It's totally freeing everything up. So, I use a lot of also, Conti too. You can do that. So if you want to take like a Conti, you can do the same. Yep. I've got all my Conti pencils in my bag. So we'll just stay with the pastel because it's really cool. All right, so let's see. This is going to be a foreshortened one. This model's going back in space like that. This is pretty much animation. So when you're animating, the first pencil line you put down is really where it's at. Let the drawing tell you, because we got this line going back. But also looks like that one's going back too, but that's not what I want. So I want to get this foreshortened here and come around like that. There we go. Bring this down here. One of the things that the pastel does is you want to try to find a tool that you're using that will keep up with you, because you have your ideas, and what happens is you want to be able to put the pencil down and not lose your idea. See, there's that action. Just take a Kleenex. Keep pushing that action. I really like these pens. These are really fun. All right, so we got booty, and that's what we're pushing here is this booty. So that's the key. So you want to look for your landmarks, and one of the landmarks that's important is your sacrum, which is these two dots. So that pretty much sets it. So we go from there, and then there's your butt cheeks. I'm going to trip you guys up. So just when everybody's going to think, oh man, Sheldon's crazy. He only does these crazy lectures. And then we're going to do a series of real serious ones. And then we'll go back to the crazy ones. And we'll go back to the serious ones. We'll blow your mind. These are the easy ones because, you're just doing what you do normally. You just draw. The crazy ones, those are really difficult because it's improv and you're trying to keep up with it. And then you have to be careful that it's absurd. When I was really, 19, I was in the Hanna-Barbera training program. And man, was that cool. And they brought in all kinds of speakers and, teachers. And one of them was on comedy. And that's when I learned a ton. And what they said was that, it has to be absurd. And, that makes a lot of sense because, it's got to be, if it's too real, it's not funny. Like if I said, okay, an elderly woman was walking down the street and she fell down and broke her hip. I mean, that's just not funny. And if it is funny, you got some problems. But if I said a gnat, a little tiny gnat, a little tiny little fly was on its way home and it was late, to get home because it wanted to get home for dinner and it's going to get in trouble if it was late. So it was really just flying down the street and wasn't looking where it was going. I hit this old woman and she just exploded. They both exploded into a million pieces. Well, if you stage it properly, that could be kind of funny because it's insane. There's no way that a little tiny gnat could explode a person, and so everything has to be absurd. So I try to keep the humor as absurd as possible. And that's where it gets real crazy. Okay, so she's got her head in her hand and she's bending over like this. You can find the side planes. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put the drapery. So she's holding this drapery. You kind of look around, see which one. Like, that's kind of fun. That's fun right there. That one's cool. So we'll have that going behind her maybe. But these are the ones that tell the story. So this is pulling around like this. So I think that's probably what, the same in a college classroom. We always tried to make it as absurd as possible, but then, the rules came down. You're not allowed to say this, not allowed to do this, not allowed to talk about this, not allowed to do subjects, you're not allowed to talk about yourself, not allowed to talk about the industry, time everything, and, it's just shut everything down. So, and then it was 100% serious, which means that the class dies, because you can't have anything 100% serious. You gotta have a little bit of fun. So at our school, we have fun. Now you guys could take you can take a class at the school because we're on Zoom now. We're not going to go back 100%. So let's see what we got going here. I'm going to push this like this and bring it down because I like this. So let's bring it up like it's getting, in the wind. So we have our students that are on Zoom and on in person. So if there was any good, and there isn't, but if there was any good that came out of, this shutdown, this virus, is that people who normally wouldn't be able to go to our school can now go to our school because we're in person and on Zoom. So we're very, very careful. So if you're local, you can take a class. We're very careful. We follow all the rules. Okay, sounds fun. And again, let's push the background back. So bring out the figure. So it's still there. It's not going to go away. We can bring out some lights. Okay. All right, let's see how long that one was. 11 minutes. All right, we're right on. Okay, let's move on to some new stuff.